5 stocks in 5 minutes. Deepak here from Market Vision Short Takes, taking you through stocks that I'm trading right now. Note that all this information is only for educational purposes. This is not financial advice. We are not advisors, and we recommend that you visit a financial advisor before you make any personal decisions. So going on, the first stock that I want to talk to you about is Gravita. Gravita is this lead producer that has excited me for a while, ever since it broke out of a narrow range that was participating in. Again, this is a very recently opened stock, so there's not much that I can talk about in terms of history. I like just the vertical move up, the fact that it's kind of kept to its 20-day moving average. I picked up some at 366, and it's gone up. It went up to 430, and I kept about a 15% stop loss on it. Moved the stop up to the buy point, which has kind of arrived, and I honestly am kind of violating my stop, but since it kind of only went down intraday and went back up, I'm looking at that. I'm looking at the 20-day average. I'm saying, okay, there's good up volume. I want to stay with the stock for a while. Next stock that I really like is Camlin. It broke through into an all-time high of above 67. I picked up some at 68 3 days ago when it did break out, and it's gone up about 10% today, gone up to 76. Supposedly on news that there will be a buyback at 107. I don't know what the news is. All I can say is this tells you more about buyback rumors than the actual buyback rumor. The MACD is also fairly positive. This is an all-time high. If you look back in history, this is reasonably well moving stock. Great moves on the upside on volume. You see a lot of consolidation on low volume, up moves on big volume again. So let's hope that this moves on. My stop is back up to my buy point. The averages are too far away to have any reasonable stops at this point. Just use a trailing 10%, trailing 15% stop on this. So that's my principle. Next stock on the line is the Gujarat Fluoro. I really like this stock. You know, the stock kind of broke, has as a support base at about 330. I picked up some a few weeks back. I've ridden this rally a little bit, and I've picked up some more as the stock crossed 368 again, keeping a 10% stop loss, which coincided with a support. The interesting point about this stock is that there's this enormous volume. It's kind of flattened down in the last few days, which is great because it's consolidated as well. So up moves, big volume, consolidation moves, small volume, typical uptrend stock. The 20-day moving average has it's above the 20-day moving average, though it's not a great indicator. The 50-day is a better support line, but it's so far away. So I'd keep 330 as my stop. I'd look at the 20-day break to see if it breaks on high volume. That's the only two things I'd look at in this stock. Next on the line is Firstlease, something I picked up today. It crossed the 95.3 barrier. You can see a nice little cup and handle that's kind of formed over here. If I break it down a little bit, this blue line is my drawing really. So it's gone from one high, gone down on very low volumes, all the way back up to 95 break the 95.3 high. It went all the way to 106, 107 today. The stock, after consolidating a little bit about a few years back, made a base and broke out, has been kind of going up since, but then that's the story of the entire market. But this stock seems to have done fairly well. Look at the volumes today, more than 20-30 crores traded. I don't know what this stock does. I don't care what it does. Reasonable things I'll probably have to investigate. I buy first and investigate later nowadays. I purchased some at about 102, 103 levels. Still not, it's something that I'm looking at. The first lot is in. I'll probably buy a few more as the stock keeps going higher. Last stock in the list is Rural Electrification Corporation, REC Limited. You see a support line here, which is around the 290 level. This is a resistance marker, and if you look at the Fibonacci retracement from the top, you might see that kind of coincides with the 61.8, which is why I started moving into the stock, and I said, okay, this is a move back up. It's broken the last intermediate high and it's gone up. It should go back up to 292, face the resistance again. That's where the look is, but it's kind of broken down. It's kind of negative on it right now, and I believe The MACD is also converging backwards. But we'll have to see how the stock goes, and my stop sits in just below the 50-day moving average. Let's hope that it continues upwards. And thanks for listening. This has been a great way to look at some technicals, some stocks I'm trading. Love to hear your comments. Do write in at marketvision.in.